All right, thanks everybody. Just want to welcome the Brock Page delegation into the podcast here today. We went 4-2 yesterday in our premium selections on patreon.com/Brock Page. That's going to put us at 62% in our last 26 board member package plays on that site. We're also hitting at 60% in our last 15 college basketball package plays on that site as well. Link for that site is in the description section below. You do not want to miss out on all that information. Once again, that is patreon.com/Brock Page. Now, we got ourselves an extensive slate of NHL action here today, so let's go ahead and get into it. Beginning with the Blue Jackets taking on the Penguins, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in the Steel City. Pittsburgh's the $1.70 favorite, total at 6. We did see a nickel fade of Pittsburgh in the early wagering. The Penguins open $1.75 down to -170. Totals at 6 goals. 71% of the consensus are leaning toward Pittsburgh. 56% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Blue Jackets are +150 on the money line. Pittsburgh plus $1.50, laying the goal and a half on the puck line. We have Matt Murray for the Penguins, Joonas Korpisalo for the Blue Jackets. Now, Matt Murray's 10-5-1 on the year, 2.85 goals against. Pittsburgh pretty good at home this year, 12-4-2 on their home ice. They're also 6-3 straight up in their last 9 at any location. They rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 3 in offensive shots. Jake Gensel, 17 goals, 15 assists, 32 points on the year. And Evgeny Malkin, 27 points, 19 assists, 8 goals. Malkin is +8 on the season as well. Now, Columbus on the other side, kind of struggling on the road this year. Just 4-6-3 on the road. They've dropped 4 out of their last 5 games at any location. They rank in the bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 10 in goals allowed when traveling. When it comes to this total, Columbus is 18-12 to the under for this season. Pittsburgh 12-6 to the under at home. I'm going to lean Pittsburgh -170 and the under 6 goals in that game. Next matchup, potentially a heavy hitter. We had a pretty good matchup last night. Boston taking on the Caps. Well, Boston's got to do it all over again here tonight. They travel to Tampa Bay, and that's going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop at the Amalie Arena. Tampa Bay is the $1.45 favorite at home, total at 6. Saw a 5-cent move toward Tampa Bay in the early betting. The Lightning opened $1.40 up to -145, totals at 6 goals. 62% are leaning Boston, 53% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Bruins are +$1.25 on the money line. Tampa Bay +165, laying the goal and a half. We have Vasilevsky for the Lightning, Tuukka Rask for the Bruins. Rask is 13-3-2 on the year, 219 goals against, 927 save percentage. Boston is 26-6 on the year, first place in the Atlantic Division, 10 points ahead of Buffalo for that top spot. They also rank in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in goals allowed. Brad Marchand, 47 total points on the year, 29 assists, 18 goals. Marchand is +18 on the season. Now, David Pasternak's got 26 goals on the year, 20 assists, 46 points. Pasternak is +11. This Boston squad ranks in the top 3 in road scoring, top 10 in road goals allowed. Now, Tampa Bay, on the other side, losers in 5 out of their last 8. They're also just 6-8 against the spread at home. And, of course, when I refer to the spread in the NHL, I am referring to the puck line. So, once again, Tampa Bay 6-8 ATS at home. They rank the bottom 5 in home goals allowed. When it comes to the total, 11 out of Tampa's last 14 at home did get over the number. Meanwhile, Boston 9-5 to the over on the road. I'm going to lean Bruins +$1.25 and the over 6 goals in that matchup. Next game, Buffalo hosting the Predators, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Buffalo. Nashville's -130 on the road, total at 6. We saw a nickel move toward Nashville in the early wagering. The Preds open $1.25 up to -130. Totals at 6 goals. 63% are leaning Buffalo, 58% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Sabres are +$1.10 on the money line. Nashville +$1.95 on the puck line. We have Pecorine for the Preds, Linus Ullmark for Buffalo. Ullmark is 9-6-1 on the year, 283 goals against, 915 save percentage. Meanwhile, Pecorine comes into this matchup with an .897 save percentage. Now, Buffalo's been pretty good at home this year, 9-3-3 at home, 10-5 against the spread in those 15 contests. They're also 21-11 against the spread overall for the year. Of course, like I said earlier, that's puck line. So once again, 21-11 on the puck line for the year. Jack Eichel, 20 goals on the year, 24 assists. He's plus 13. When it comes to the total, Nashville 7-4 to the over on the road, 17-12 to the over for the season. I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this one. Give me the Sabres plus 110 and the over 6 goals in that contest. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Thursday's NHL action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you, once again, to check me out on my website, excuse me, at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we went 4-2 yesterday in our premium selections on that site. That's going to put us at 62% our last 26 board member package plays on that site as well. We're also hitting at 60% in our last 15 college basketball package plays on that site as well. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, dude, why would I sign up for your Patreon package when I'm getting all the information for free right here on YouTube? That's a great thought, and I will address that at the end of this program. I'll let you know what the main benefit of subscribing to Patreon over just getting the free info here on YouTube, throwing darts. So anyway, we'll address that at the end of the program. You can actually check out my current record for free right now as well. It's right on the homepage. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. Now let's go ahead and get back into some more free lines of personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Islanders taking on the Panthers. 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Florida. The Panthers are the $1.25 favorite, total at 6. We saw a nickel fade of Florida in the early betting. The Panthers open as the $1.30 favorite, down to minus $1.25. Totals at 6. 71% are leaning Islanders, 63% shaded toward the under. Right now, New York is plus 105 on the money line. Florida plus $1.85 on the puck line. We have Sergei Bobrovsky for the Panthers. Semyon Varlamov for the Islanders. Varlamov's 10-3-1 on the year, 226 goals against, 926 save percentage. Bobrovsky on the other side comes into this game with a 319 goals against average and an 898 save percentage. Now Florida's dropped 5 out of their last 8 games. They rank in the bottom 3 in goals allowed. Meanwhile, the Islanders on the other side, 4-2 straight up in their last 6 themselves, 8-5-1 on the road. They're in second place in the Metropolitan Division, and they rank in the top 3 in goals allowed. Matt Barzal has 12 goals on the year, 14 assists, 26 points. He's plus 14. Brock Nelson, 11 goals on the year, 12 assists, 23 points. He ranks in the top 3 in goals allowed on the road. Now, 11 out of New York's last 14 on the road did stay under the total. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Islanders, plus 105, and the under 6 goals in that game. Next matchup, it is going to be the Jets taking on the Red Wings, 7:30 Eastern puck drop in Detroit. The Jets are the $2 favorite, total at 6. We saw a nickel move toward Winnipeg in the early betting. Winnipeg open at $1.95 up to minus 200. Totals at 6. 74% are leaning Winnipeg, 52% shaded toward the over. Right now, Detroit is plus 170 on the money line at home. Winnipeg plus $1.40, laying the goal and a half. We have Hellebuck for the Jets, Bernier for the Red Wings. Detroit's just 7-22-3 on the year. That's actually impressive to lose that many games. They're also 4-11-1 at home. Winnipeg on the other side, 20-11 to the under overall for the year. I'm going to lean Winnipeg minus 1.5 in the under 6 goals in that contest. Next matchup, Oilers, Wild, 8 o'clock Minnesota. The Wild are the $1.30 favorite, total at 6. We did see a 10-cent fade of Minnesota. No movement on the total as of yet. The Wild open at $1.40, down to minus 130, totals at 6. 56% are leaning Edmonton, 65% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Oilers are plus $1.10 on the money line. Minnesota plus $1.90, laying the goal and a half. We have Dubnyk for Minnesota, Smith for the Oilers. Edmonton's dropped 5 out of their last 7 games. They rank in the bottom 3 in offensive shots. Meanwhile, Minnesota 7-4 to the over at home. I'm going to lean Minnesota minus $1.30 and the over 6 goals in that contest. Next matchup, Golden Knights taking on the Blues, 8 o'clock St. Louis. The Blues are the $1.15 favorite, total at 5.5. We saw a 10-cent fade of St. Louis in the early wagering. The Blues open $1.25 down to minus 115. Totals 5.5. 53% are leaning St. Louis. 65% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Golden Knights are minus 105 on the money line. St. Louis plus 230, laying the goal and a half. We have Binnington for the Blues, Fleury for the Golden Knights. St. Louis ranks in the top 10 in goals allowed, top 10 in shots allowed at home. The Golden Knights are 9-7 to the under on the road. I've got under written all over this one. I like St. Louis minus 115 and the under 5.5 in that contest. Next matchup, Blackhawks taking on the Coyotes, 9 o'clock in the desert. Arizona's minus 150, total 5.5. Nickel fade of Arizona in the early wagering. The Coyotes open $1.55 down to minus 150. Totals 5.5. 76% are leaning Arizona, 54% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Blackhawks are plus $1.30 on the money line. Arizona plus 170, laying the goal and a half. We have Darcy Kemper for Arizona, Crawford for Chicago. The Blackhawks dropped 7 out of their last 10. They're also just 5-6-3 when traveling this year. Arizona's 20-13 to the under overall for the year. Once again, 20-13 to the under overall for the year. Give me the Coyotes minus $1.50 and the under 5.5 in that contest. Next matchup, Maple Leafs taking on the Flames, 9 o'clock Calgary. The Leafs are minus 115, totals at 6. We saw a 15-cent move toward Toronto in the early betting. The Leafs were catching even money when this one opened up. They're now minus 115, totals at 6. 57% are leaning Toronto, 63% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Flames are minus 105 on the money line. We have Riddick for the Flames, Anderson for Toronto. I'm going to lean Toronto getting the job done and the over 6 goals in that game. Next matchup, Hurricanes taking on the Canucks, 10 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Vancouver. Carolina is minus 130. Give me one sec here, guys. Okay. Carolina is minus 130, totals at 6. We saw a nickel move toward the Hurricanes. No movement on the total as of yet. The Canes open $1.25 up to minus 130, totals at 6. 51% are leaning Hurricanes, 56% shaded toward the under. Right now, Vancouver is plus $1.10 on the money line. Carolina plus $1.95 on the puck line. We have Peter Mrazek for the Canes, Jake Markstrom for the Canucks. Vancouver really struggling on the puck line at home this year. They failed to cover 9 out of their 14 games at home. They also rank in the bottom 10 in goals allowed at home as well. Total-wise, Vancouver 9-5 to the over at home. I'm going to lean Hurricanes minus $1.30 on the road and the over 6 goals in that game. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Kings, Ducks, 10 o'clock Anaheim. The Ducks are the $1.35 favorite at home. Totals 5.5. Saw a nickel fade of Anaheim in the early betting. The Ducks open $1.40 down to minus 135. Totals 5.5. 65% are leaning Anaheim. 54% shaded toward the over. Right now the Kings are plus $1.15 on the money line. Anaheim plus $1.80, laying the goal and a half. We have Gibson for the Ducks, Quick for the Kings. The Kings are the worst road team in the NHL. They might be the worst road team in professional sports. They're just 2-12-1 on the road, 6-9 against the spread in those 15 games. They rank in the bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 10 in goals allowed. The Kings are also 19-13 to the under for the season. Give me the Ducks minus 135 and the under 5.5 in that game. And of course, I'm going to slide my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Rangers, Sharks, 10:30 San Jose. The Sharks are the $1.55 favorite, total 6.5. We saw a nickel move towards San Jose in the early wagering. The Sharks open $1.50 up to minus 155, total 6.5. 56% are leaning Sharks, 73% shaded toward the under. Right now the Rangers are plus $1.35 on the money line. San Jose plus $1.50 on the puck line. We have Jones for the Sharks, Lundqvist for the Rangers. San Jose, right in the middle of a 5-game losing streak, 0-5 straight up in their last 5. They're also just 6-10 against the spread at home this year. The Rangers on the other side, 20-10 to the under overall for the year. I'm going to lean Rangers plus 1.5 in the under, 6.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and slide into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 4-2 yesterday in our premium selections on that website. We're also hitting at 62% our last 26 board member package plays. And we're hitting at 60% our last 15 college basketball package plays on that site as well. I like the Rangers plus 1.5, under 6.5. Anaheim minus 135, under 5.5. Carolina minus 130, over 6 goals. Toronto minus 115, over 6 goals. Arizona minus 150, under 5.5. St. Louis minus 115, under 5.5. Minnesota minus 130, over 6 goals. Winnipeg minus 1.5, under 6 goals. Buffalo plus 110, over 6 goals. Islanders plus 105, under 6 goals. Pittsburgh minus 170, under 6 goals. And last but certainly not least, I like Boston plus 125 and the over 6 goals in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Davina Goodman, Billy Boogaloo, Shang Sanity, PMC05, Gio Lopez, B. Rocco, Easy Money, Major Tom, Zora Plays, Darius Allen, Evil Dax, WME Little Bro, Limevol Dwayne, Martin Dean, Chibaku Tensei, Shaquille 1154, Overton Span, Dom Hughes, Square 707, P. Lav, Maverick Monroe, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Gambling Junkie. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again, we went 4-2 in our premium picks on that site yesterday. We do daily premium selections on that website beginning at just $1.99 per month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Now, you're probably thinking, once again, dude, why would I pay for your Patreon page when I'm getting all the picks for free right here on YouTube? They don't cost me anything. Well, that's a great thought, but let me tell you this. What we do here on Patreon, what we do here on YouTube is we handicap every single game on the board, both side and total. We don't take a free pass. We don't say, underdog or pass, or, this is a stay away game. We formulate an opinion on every single game. Well, if you were to do that in real life, if you were to bet every single game, side and total, with your hard-earned money, that's a losing formula. You're guaranteed to lose your money in the long run. And as a matter of fact, you're probably going to end up losing your money in the short run. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. They have more money than you. They can withstand the swings. And ultimately, you can't beat math. The math is against you. If you bet every single game, you do in real life have to, take a free pass. You do have to. That is a stay away game. But here on this program, we handicap every game. But what we do differently on Patreon is we really kind of narrow it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage selections, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current record on Patreon is a whole lot better than it is handicapping every single game on YouTube, throwing darts, with my eyes closed. I can guarantee that. And you can actually check out my current Patreon record for free right now. You can do that right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. It's right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I do have to thank you for watching me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.